Today I wanted to show you how to do a smoky eye look. I know that's a question I get a lot, so I kind of wanted to just go over that with you. When I'm doing a smoky eye, I start with the eye primer because I want the colors to show up a little bit more vibrantly. You only need a tiny bit of this, and I'm going to put it on my entire lid. And I personally, like, I did the rest of my makeup already, minus my lips, but I know some people do their foundation and concealer after their eyes. I do not. I do my eyes pretty much last. But whatever you are comfortable with. It just feels, I don't know, backwards to me to do it the other way. So I always do my eyes last. So I just rubbed a little tiny bit of the eye primer in. What that's gonna do is two things. It's gonna help keep your eyeshadow on longer, and also it's gonna make the colors pop a little bit more. So I'm deciding as we go here, I'm gonna do the pencil line. Actually, I'm gonna wait on the liner. Oh wait. If you wanted to do eyeliner, I usually do it before I put my eyeshadow on, and then I may go over it again after. But if I just do it after, I find it doesn't get as dark, I guess, as if I do it before. But the eyeliner pencils are fabulous and they don't rub off. So we'll decide if we're going to use that today or not. I am using Moodstruck Addiction Palette 2 today. Here are the colors that are in that palette. They're like kind of cool grays, and this one's a bit of a brown, and this one's like a dark, like charcoal, and the rest are pretty much shades of gray. And you can see at the top, a couple of these look a little weird. Those are the two that I also use as liquid liner. So I when I do that, wet my liner shader brush, and I then use it in there. So that's why the tops of those look a little bit weird. But I'm gonna start with Honorable, that one right there. So for this part, you're gonna wanna use a matte color, and everyone kind of does it different, the order they go in, and I am doing above my crease down to my crease, just kind of in that middle there. I'm using this as a bit of a kind of transition color, you would say. So it's gonna be like a medium-ish shade that I want to put there. Frequently I'll use like a pink or a like orange for this part, but there is not that color in this particular palette, so I'm gonna go with this one. So you're just gonna do a little bit of that. You can always blend out like I just did with my finger there. Next, I'm gonna go in with Cocky right there, just the dark one. Now these are super pigmented, so like I literally just tap. I don't swipe. I tap a tiny bit, and even at that, sometimes you get too much, and you can just kind of. And then I'm gonna go in and do the outer corners into the. And I would rather get less on my brush and just keep building. So I'm doing kind of a V. You can go up a little bit, down, and then into the crease in the corners. And you're gonna want to do this with the darker color. So you can already see the difference. And you can always add more, blend out, use your finger to blend. You get too much in a spot. And with the smoky eye, it's really just kind of building and going back in with the different shades and And I don't go, you'll notice like I kind of go to about here. I don't go all the way in. So it's a good start. I may go back in and add a little bit more after I do other colors. And that I was just using the crease brush. It's white when you get it, but I use mine a lot. Also, if you have not seen, I show this a lot. I get these, they're Face Secrets Makeup Brush Cleansing Towelettes. I get them at Sally Beauty Supply. I would imagine you can probably find them like on Amazon too. They're quick drying brush cleaners. They're basically in a package like baby wipes, but they're dry. But they're great for cleaning off your brush in between eyeshadow colors. So if you're gonna go from like a dark color to a light color, you can reuse them because they're dry. So I just throw it in my makeup bag, use it for a while, and then throw it out. But I get those, like I said, from Sally Beauty Supply. I find them. Now I'm gonna switch to the liner shader brush. Really any brush with more of a, like the angle brush, the liner shader brush, anything with that kind of thing is what you're looking for. Now I'm going to use Blissful, which is one right in the middle. It's a metallic, it's kind of between silver and gold almost. It's more of a gold, but not gold. And I'm just going to get a little bit of that. Now with the metallics, I generally kind of tap them onto my lid because I don't want to get all of the glitter under my eye. And that's another thing that the primer helps with. It helps kind of stick it to your eyelid instead of all over the top of your cheek. And I'm just kind of doing pretty much my whole lid with that. So I'm going to start with tapping it and then kind of blend. And I'm going to go back in with the dark again to bring that in, but for now, that was the Blissful. I'm going to switch over to Romantic, which is the lightest shimmer in a light silver. And with that one, I'm going to do my highlight area under my brow bone, like right on my brow bone there, under my brow. And also the inner corners of your eyes is where you're going to want the lightest shade that you're using. And now I'm going to switch back over to the crease brush and go in with a little bit more of the Cocky. So this is not a super smoky eye because I have the lighter colors in there. You can always use your finger to kind of blend a little bit better. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit more of the Honorable, the first one I started with, and bring that up a little bit more. And then I want to go underneath just a little bit with the Cocky. And mostly concentrating kind of on the outer corners. Don't go all the way in. Not, you know, too crazy or anything. Then I am gonna do my liquid liner. Try to show you that. I'm gonna use this one on the end here, the Peppy, I think. And the liner shader brush, so it's the same brush I used for the Blissful. I'm going to use the other end. So if you don't have the rose water, you can use water. I am a huge fan of the rose water. So that is the rose water. This I use for a number of things. So I use it to make any shadow I have into a liquid liner. I also use it to help with sunburn. You can use it as a toner. I had an allergic reaction once to a face mask that I tried, and I used this, and the redness and puffiness went right down. So I use it for a lot of things. But I'm going to just spray the liner end of my liner shader brush, or you can wet it. And then I'm going to go in, and sometimes you got to wet it a little bit, maybe a couple times to get the right. You don't want it too wet, but you want it wet enough to, there we go, that's better, to actually kind of make almost a liquid liner, but not too liquidy or it will run. So and then since it's the liner shader, that's why I may have to look in the mirror. It's longer, so you can kind of just tap it along your lash line instead of dragging and if you're somebody that has trouble like getting your top eyeliner on well, this kind of makes it a little bit easier. And I'm not going to do a wing today, but if you wanted to do a wing, I'll do the bottom as well. If you wanted to do a wing, you would go up from your bottom lash line. Again, just I'm tapping along. And you want to get as close to your lash line as you can, because you don't want a gap in between. And then just the bottom. So you can go darker if you wanted a darker. I can kind of, I guess, show if you wanted a darker, because this is kind of a lightened smoky eye. I would use the Perplexed instead of the Blissful, which is kind of a gunmetal kind of color. Now that I'm putting it over the Blissful, it's going to be lighter, but you can kind of darken it up a little bit with that. I encourage you to just really kind of play around with the colors. If you put on something you don't like, wipe it off. No big deal. But that's kind of a easy smoky eye, showing you how to use most of the colors in palette. Actually, I used almost all of the colors in palette too. So that's kind of that look. If you want your eyes to kind of have more of a darker, you can go over with the liner. You can also tight line, they call it, in the waterline. So you're just gonna, and I use only an eyeliner pencil for this. I don't use the shadow or the liquid liner when I do that. so you can kind of see the difference between the two eyes there. That just darkened it up a little bit, more so than this one. And I should finish it off with mascara because it kind of completes the look. So the mascara comes in there, 2 tubes, a smaller one and a bigger one. The smaller one is your fibers, bigger one is your gel. And this one I've had for a while, so it's probably getting a little bit, probably just about ready for a new one. But the gel is going to go on just like a regular mascara. It's black, it looks just like regular mascara. You're going to go all the way down to your lash line with that and just, like I said, this one's just like a regular mascara. While it's still wet, you're going to go back in with the fibers. And you want to, now the fibers, you're not going all the way down the lash line. The fibers, you're just going to do like middle to the tip. Then you can do the other eye, give that like a minute to dry. That's when I only use the gel on the bottom lashes myself. I don't use the fibers on the bottom. And then you want to go back in once the fibers have had a few seconds to set there. You're going to go back in on your top lashes to set the fibers. This way they will stay, they will not fall down in your face. If you had any like clumps from when you did the fibers, you can get them now. And if you want to, you can actually keep building on that. You can go back in while it's wet with the fibers again, depending on how dramatic. And I personally have really tiny lashes, so for every day I just do 1 coat, but sometimes if I'm going out I might do 2 or 3. And like 3 on me is like 1 on somebody with normal lashes. I don't know how well you're able to see. Get to see better that way. Nothing. Lashes. So the 2 eyes look a little different. This one has the tight line eyeliner in the waterline and mascara, and that one is just the shadow. But if you have any questions at all, you are always welcome to comment below. I'm happy to answer anything you have, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.